Add to the stream. Add to the stream, baby. Hey guys, let me know once my big head pops up on this camera of yours. And once you guys can see me, it'd be good if I turn chat on. Let's just wait it out. Let me know when you guys can see my big old head. Oh, that means you can see me. Oh, it's so wrinkled, Valerie. I should have ironed it, but ugh, my gosh, guys, I'm already a mess. I'm already. Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm already a mess. I should have ironed it. It's so wrinkled. This is a medium in girls. And I washed it and it didn't shrink enough. So I am sizing down just if anybody wants to get the sweater. If you like it a little bit more fitted than this, because it looks just kind of big, get your true to size. So yeah, it's a little big. And then my boyfriend added crazy crime chick on the side. I wish I could add little details like this for you guys, like add some writing on the collar and on the sleeve, but the company that YouTube works with doesn't allow you to do it. So sorry guys, I can't. Who do we have here though? Hey to my mods. First of all, we got Nally in the house. I'm not sure if you guys gave Nally a welcome. She is a newer mod, so give her a welcome. And then we have Valerie. We have John in the house. I don't think Dee's going to be here. She's camping again. So getting her last camping trip in there before her kids go back to school. Sky's also on vacation, so she's probably not going to be here either. And if I missed any mod that was here, I do apologize in advance. Let me scroll up because I want to say hi to everybody. Let's see. We got Rose What Thorns is in the house. Dorothy, Brittany, Hun's Home Life. What's up? How are you today? Hey, Sammy. Always good to see you. Smoky Blue Days. Love the name. Let me see. And then we got my mods. Cat O. Hey, what's up? How are you? And Barb. This should be good. Yeah, this should be interesting. This is going to be interesting. Hi, Tomas. How are you? He says, hope you're doing well. I am doing good today. Thank you very much. I actually feel really good. Hey, Katie Bird. How are you? Hi, Dave G. The man's in the house. And then we got Kitty Cat. Meow. You guys probably hate when I do that. Hi, Nikki. How are you? Let's see. Martin, what's up? Miss Ladybug. You have a beautiful head. I have a fucking big head. I have a big head. I have a really big head. It's all right. It runs in my family. We all have big heads. It's all good. And we all have a lot of hair too. Deco Painter, how are you today? Hey, Covert Crime. I think it's going by fast now. Lofo, what's up? Jennifer Johnson, always good to see you up in my chat, girlfriend. Hi, Gabby, BS Detector. Let's see. Hey, Gracie, how are you? And of course, the beautiful Heather. We got Smokahontis. Smoke. Okay, you guys are gonna have to help me with that one. I swear you guys come up with these names on purpose. You're like, that girl, crazy crime chick, she has a difficulty saying certain words. So yeah, let's fuck with her with our names. Sweet Pea's in the house. My mom's in the house. Everybody, Sweet Pea is my mom. Not literally my mom, but I call her my mom. She makes sure I eat. And I did eat, just so you guys know. I did. Hey, Carrie, how are you? So I feel like I haven't been live forever. Big hair is good. Yeah, it is. It is. A nickname. I like to smoke. Oh, okay. Okay, so she likes to smoke. Okay, so we need to come up with a nickname for you then. What do you want your nickname to be? Let me see. What was your name? Let me see. Smoke. So Smokahontas? Did I say it right? Did I say that right? Oh my God, my hair, you guys. I need to get my hair cut. I keep saying that every live I do, and I never have time to freaking go. I actually had a hair appointment, and I canceled it, and it is bad. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's gonna bug me. It's like frizzy today. What the freak? And I know some people get upset when I wear my glasses because of the glare, but since I'm going to be reading some stuff, I have to wear them. So it is what it is, you guys. Hi, Jenny. How are you? Honest Rage. What's up? What's the plan today? Hey, Kevin B. I said, hey, Rita. That's why I seen pop up. Hi, Rita. And then Stacy, welcome. She is a new member, you guys. Give her a big welcome. So the game plan today is going to be simple. I'm not going to be on here long. I say that every single live. But the game plan today is we're going to discuss the Scream. And I'm going to discuss the audio I just put out of Candace talking about the Scream. I'm going to answer a lot of the questions. I'm going to give you the backstory of it all. Where did it come from? How did I get it? Why didn't I put it out there? Why did I put it out there finally? And then I'll play it for you. We'll discuss it. And then I'm also going to play a little clip from Voices Behind the Wall, the part where Dawn talks about the Scream. We're going to listen to that. And I want to play that because it's the reason why I ended up, one of the reasons why I decided to put the audio that I've had since June 20th. Okay, so I'm going to go over all of that and we're going to just talk about it. Because a lot of the comments on the video I put out, unfortunately, YouTube kept disabling the comments that day for me, and it was pissing me off because not only that video, but I uploaded a Tristan Bailey video, and they kept disabling the comments, and I didn't even say anything in that video. It was just like a remembrance video that I had found some photos of Tristan when she was little, and I was like, oh, it'd be cute to make like a little photo thing of her, disabling my comments, and it was pissing me off. So, but the comments that I did see, a lot of them were basically, what interview was this from? Where's the rest of it? Why didn't I put it out? Am I covering for the Wells family? You guys are crazy. Yeah, someone said, you're covering for the Wells family. That's why you didn't put this audio out. And now you're lying. And people think I'm lying, that this wasn't sent on the 20th. And you guys crack me up. I was just like, oh gosh, this is going to be fun. Oh, Jen, is that a compliment? I hope. She says, you look a lot like Jenny from Jersey Shore. Well, thank you. She's a character for sure. And so am I. Rita, I agree. The comment, though, when they said, you're just covering for the Wells family, I thought, well, you must not watch my channel. Hey, Insanely Confused. How are you, love? Hi, Oh my God. Why do I always get stuck with that name? Every single time. Smokey says, well, most don't remember it. And I agree. So, okay, I'm just going to jump right into this, okay? And I'm not going to, she says she thinks she's prettier than JWoww, though. No, I don't. I'm just saying, I hope it's a compliment. They're just dying. Oh my gosh. Right, Kevin? I know. Hi, Gypsy Mountain. Okay, so I'm just going to get into it. I'm going to get into the backstory of me with the case and this audio and all that stuff. Disclaimer, I am a little congested still, and I do have like a little sniffles. So if I'm like, which I hate doing on camera, so I might mute myself, just know that. And I do have the sniffles, so I might be like touching my nose, which, okay, just, I'm not on any drugs, okay? So people could be like, oh, she's on drugs, she's touching her nose. No, bitch, I'm fucking have the sniffles, okay? I'm just sick. I'm sick every month, all right? I'm a breast cancer survivor. What do you want from me? So just so you guys know. All right, Sweet Pea, that's what I like to do, is listen to lives and while I'm cleaning. Hey, Marie, how are you? How are you doing today? I love the roses. All right, let me get started. So I started following this case on the June 16th. I started following this case. I started looking up Candace Wells. I didn't know about Candace Bly from the second day. That's the first day TBI did their first briefing. And I immediately went to Facebook. Now, in that first week, you guys, there wasn't much coverage of YouTubers that were talking the case, like deep diving into the case. I feel like I can name the 6 or 7 that I know that were really looking into it in the first week, maybe less than that. I'm sure there were more people covering it, but what I seen, it was probably like a handful of people really deep diving that first week. It is nothing what you guys are seeing right now. Right now, everybody is discussing it. Hey, Megs. But back then, that first week, I feel like it was only, for me, it was a handful. Okay. So around, I think it was the 19th. So June 19th comes around, and my source, okay, I have a source who was in contact with Candace and having communication with her through Facebook Messenger. And I've told you guys this before if you've followed me for the beginning with this case. Hey, Megs, did I say hi to you? Yeah, I did. Hey, Sky, you're here. I thought you would be like enjoying the heat. And I'm not going to look at chat because I get distracted, you guys. So don't think I'm ignoring you. Okay, so then the 19th, my source comes to me and says, hey, I'm communicating with Candace behind the scenes through Messenger on Facebook, la-di-da, la-di-da. I said, okay, cool. So on the 20th, there was information sent to me from my source, and it was audio. It was some other information that was coming from Candace, directly from Candace. And one being the audio where Candace speaks about a neighbor hearing Summer scream, and that Candace didn't hear the scream because the TV was on, she said, and she was inside looking for Summer at the time. So when I first heard that on the 20th, I was like you guys, I was like, well, why hasn't this been said yet? Like, no one has mentioned this yet, this scream. And I honestly thought, this is so bullshit. I didn't believe it in the beginning. I even told my source, this is bullshit. Like, why haven't anybody said anything like this? But then Candace, I thought about it, and Candace hadn't even done an interview yet, you guys. She didn't do her first interview until June 28th, I believe. So I didn't put it out. My source didn't want me to put it out. And then I didn't feel comfortable putting it out either because Candace hadn't even done an interview yet. So I just was like, well, is law enforcement aware of this? I was told TBI was aware of it. They were all aware of it, of the neighbor. They knew who the neighbor was. The neighbor was talked to. So that's all that mattered to me, was that law enforcement knew about this scream. Okay. Now, Candace does the interview with Teresa, and it's a different interview. It's not like she's on camera or anything like that. It's more of I'm not sure who exactly was in contact with Candace, but they would ask her questions. Teresa typed it up nice and showed and read the questions, read the answer. And not once did Candace bring up the scream. But I just told myself, well, maybe she didn't bring up the scream because it was just her answering certain questions. So I just kind of dismissed it. Thank you, Kaylee, for that super sticker. Thank you so much. I love when they come across red. It looks so pretty on my end. I'm not sure what color it shows on your guys's, but thank you for that. And then that night, after Teresa does her interview, that evening is where we get the first news interview with Candace and Dawn. Do you guys remember that? That's where the first time we've seen Candace on camera. It was the first time she spoke. It was a really big thing. And we only were given snippets of it. So I think we were given like 1 minute, and then it was a couple of minutes longer, and then we got more of the fuller version of it. But and that's the one where, in my opinion, this is only my opinion, that I think Candace was self-medicated during that interview. And I don't even blame her for it, because honestly, you guys, if my child went missing, you would probably have to, I don't know, give me some kind of like tranquilizer or something. Like I'm not even playing. So I'm not even like bashing her for being self-medicated. I think she was. I mean, her eyes were like rolling back. She was slurring her words. She was getting stuck. It was kind of hard to watch. So not once did she mention the scream. And I was thinking, why hasn't she mentioned it? But then I thought, well, maybe because she's self-medicated. In my opinion, I think she was. Well, Don's also on that interview, right? And Don brings up, they talk about in that first interview the abduction. And he talks about how he believes someone snuck up there and took her. And he never once mentioned the scream. Okay. The red vehicle, the red truck was mentioned, I believe, in that interview. And I just thought, well, this would be a perfect time to talk about the scream, right? You believe your daughter has been abducted. You would think you would also be, a neighbor heard a scream around the same time Summer would have been missing, and that's really important if a neighbor heard it, because one, what time did the neighbor hear it? Would it have been around the time she was taken? That can give us a timeline right there. I just thought it was such an important detail, but yet it wasn't said. So then I did talk to my source about it because it bothered me that it wasn't mentioned. And I don't even remember the response of it. Now, I wanted to put out the scream, what Candace had said, but my source said no, she didn't want me putting it out. Didn't think it was right to put it out at the moment. And at the end of the day, you guys, I respected my source. I didn't put it out because she didn't want me to. And I wasn't going to change who I am in real life with my integrity for YouTube and the views. I knew I could have put that out, got the views, got the attention, made money off of it. But at the end of the day, my source said no, and I respected her. And I wasn't going to say, well, fuck you, I'm going to put it out. Like, that's not who I am, you guys. So she said, no, don't put it out. And I didn't put it out. All I was concerned about was, did TBI know about it? She said, yep, they do. They know who she is. They spoke with her. And I said, okay, then that's all that I need to know. So I sat on it. I didn't say anything. So now I'm not sure if Candace did her interview with Chris first or she did it with the newspaper. But either way, the newspaper one, she doesn't mention the scream. And then with Chris's interview, that's the one that I was like, okay, what's going on here? Because that interview, Chris did a really good job with asking questions. She spent a lot of time with him. She even took him to the property. They go into a lot of information in that interview. And not once was the scream mentioned. And it was when I seen that and it was over, I thought to myself, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, I think this might be a lie. My opinion, I thought, because I was thinking, is this a Leticia Stout situation happening here? Where, if you know that case, again, in Stout, Leticia in the very beginning, behind the scenes, she was talking to people on Facebook in Messenger and stuff like that. She was talking to anybody that would listen, actually. And she was giving explanations and giving details that you were kind of like, why is she even saying this? She was in the Facebook group. She was commenting and she would say things and you're like, huh? And it kind of seemed like she was pushing a narrative behind the scenes. And I kind of started thinking, is that possibly what we're dealing with here? And because of that, I'm not going to lie, I started looking at, Candace, kind of like, this is red flag for me, because why isn't it being said? Okay. So then we have Dawn. Now, after that, Candace has been silent, and Dawn has been Dawn has done the interviews with the news. He's done, I think, 4 interviews with Time News, or maybe even 5 with them. He's done the interview with Jay. Who else? He's done Chris. He's done the interview with Chris. And then we now see he's doing all the interviews with Voices Behind the Wall. Almost every other night we're getting an interview from him. Not only that, in the beginning, he was extremely vocal. And you know this if you follow the case from the beginning. He was very vocal on his Facebook. It seems like once he realized how Facebook worked, he just wouldn't stop. I mean, there were posts about Mexico, the border. He even went politics a little bit on there. He talked about human trafficking. He would give you statistics and percent. I mean, he just really pushed that narrative for kidnapping. Okay. He has been pushing the narrative and riding that home hard since the beginning of her being abducted. Okay. So it bothered me that this whole time, 2 months, not once has Dawn mentioned, hey guys, you know, I also believe she was abducted because my neighbor heard a scream around the time that she was missing. You would think that would be the first thing this family is screaming across every news outlet, every interview they did. You would think they would be telling everybody that, right? That's important information. That's not some kind of information that you would forget. To me, that's not something you forget. I mean, Dawn, especially for Dawn, I know I'm not trying to find excuses for Candace. I feel like with Candace, she's just so quiet now. So, but with Dawn, he just keeps talking that you would think it would have been put out by now. This is something that you just wouldn't forget, especially how Dawn keeps saying she's been abducted. She's been abducted. He's bringing up the dog trail. No one else has brought it up but Dawn. I feel like Dawn's filling in holes for us every interview he does. He's making sure that there's no holes left. Like there's no doubt in our mind anymore when it comes to an abduction, because guess what? Dawn's going to fill in that little hole. That little doubt you might have, let me give you some new information, right? That's where I'm at with Dawn and all of this information he keeps giving us. So again, I didn't put it out because I didn't have permission to put it out. And like I said, my source didn't let me, so I wasn't going to go behind the source's back and put it out, regardless of what case I'm covering, you guys. If someone comes to me with some information and they say, hey, do not put this out, I'm not going to go behind their back and put it out. That's just not who I am in real life, and I'm not going to change who I am for fucking YouTube and the views. Like, it's not worth it to me. I sleep just fine at night with my content I put out, so I'm not going to change it. So for people that wonder, why didn't you put it out? Why were you holding on to it? You were protecting them and la da la la da la la la. I wasn't fucking protecting anybody, you guys. Okay. Like I said in the video, I'm not against the Wells. I'm not for them. I don't know them. Okay. I don't know them. I'm for Summer and I'm for the truth. And where that leads me, whatever information we get, wherever road that takes me, it's going to take me. If it takes me for them being innocent, great. If it takes me from them being guilty, well, it wouldn't be the first time that a family's done this, right? So again, I'm not like leaning towards one way or the other. So just so everyone can know, the reason I didn't put it out and why I sat on it is because I didn't have permission from my source to put it out. And I wasn't going to betray my source. It's as simple as that. Now, another thing that I seen in some of the comments were people think I was lying with the date, saying that that it was probably sent to me sooner, like recently this month, and not the Angie, that's a good question, because my source is when you this happens a lot with cases, you guys. When you start communicating with the family, it's sometimes it makes it like a little jaded the way you think, I feel like. And my opinion, I think that's what's happened. And I personally think that's probably why I wasn't allowed to give out a lot of the information that was sent to me, because I think there was just some kind of, I don't know. I just think it kind of affects the way you think critically, like, because then you're like, oh, you have your loyalty to the family now, if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm making sense with that, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just wasn't given permission to put stuff out. And at the end of the day, all that mattered to me was law enforcement was aware of it, then so be it. Another question and another comment that was said, and again, I'm not looking at chat, you guys, that comment just popped up and I seen it. And another thing that was said was, like I said, that I lied about the date and this action, and that I'm covering for them, and that the video was sent over like recently, and that I'm putting it out to help out the Wells family and make it seem like it's just being put out now. And that makes no sense to me, because that doesn't even make sense to me. Like, no. So since it was sent, and maybe you guys can help me, since it was sent over voice recording, it was forwarded to me. through Messenger. Oh my gosh, you guys, hold on. Ugh. I'm so sorry. I told you I'm like really congested. Since it was sent over through Facebook, through Messenger, it doesn't let me, when you click it, it doesn't let me get a date or time for it. It just plays the audio. Now, you may be wondering, well, how do you know it was sent over on that? Because I was sent over a lot of information, and I was sent over some photos and some other stuff. And when you click on the photos that were sent, you can see that I think in the corner it'll say like more, I'll have three dots or something, and you click it and it'll give you info, and you can get the time and who sent it to you. So June 20th is on the whole batch for everything. I just can't click on a audio sent over. It just plays it. So if you guys can figure out how I go about that, fine. Underneath the audio, there is a message from my source, and that's dated June 20th. So I have no reason to lie to you guys and say it was sent June 20th. I just don't understand. Why would I lie? If you know my channel, I am very, when it comes to the family, I'm very like suspicious of them. So I'm not trying to cover for them. I'm not. But when I heard Don say it on Voices, he brings it up, and how he brings it up was very telling to me, because I thought, fucking A, here we go. We finally got the scream. But how Don said it and why he said it kind of bothered me. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I have so many questions. But so he says it, and I knew people were going to say, and what understandably everybody is saying, so who it was recorded on Messenger. So Candace is in contact with my source. That's who is in contact. Yes. Hold on, I seen a comment. So, hey Phoenix. You guys are, every time I look at chat, I lose my train of thought. Okay, so then Don talks about it, right? And he brings it up. And I knew everybody was going to say, oh, he's lying, because I would be saying the same thing. Every comment that was being said, I understand it, because I would be thinking the same way if I hadn't heard Candace saying it early on. Okay. So a lot of people are saying, oh, it's a lie. Don's just saying it now, and he's coming up with it now. And hey, all in tanks. So sorry, you guys. Oh my gosh. Maybe it was a wrong idea to go live while I'm like not fully recovered. Oh my goodness. So when Don said that, and then everybody was saying it in the comments, and then the next day creators were talking about it in the comments again, were saying Don was lying, he's making it up today or yesterday, like it's something he just came up with to push this theory of abduction. Since I had that audio from early on, I knew Don wasn't making it up that day he said it. I knew he wasn't, because I have the audio of Candace saying it back on June 20th. So I hit up my source, and I told her, I said, hey, Don finally has come out and talked about the scream. People are thinking that he's making it up just to push that narrative of the abduction. I said, but I know for a fact that this was said early on, and I'm going to release that audio, because I can't sit on it any longer and have people thinking that Don made it up that day, when in fact I've heard it myself early on. And I felt like you guys as the viewers needed to hear it too. So then you guys could come up with your own conclusion. If you still think it's a lie, great. But I wanted you guys to know, like, hey, Don didn't just make this up overnight. It was something said since the first week of her going missing. So my source finally gave me permission. She said, go for it, put it out. And that's when I put it out to you guys. Simple as that. Some of the comments though, I was just like, you guys are crazy. You guys think I'm working for the Wows. Just like, not working for nobody but myself. But that's the gist of it all. Okay. Now, okay. So what are my thoughts on this? So do I think it's very suspicious that it's never been brought up to the public? Most definitely. I think, and I feel like in a couple of days, we're going to get the answer of why it hasn't been brought up. Why hasn't Don brought this up before. Like I said, this is some information that's so important. You would think he'd be screaming this to any news station and to anybody listening. Why was this shared behind the scenes and not in public? That's what's a little alarming to me. And why did it wait 2 months for it to be put out? Those are the questions I have. And I feel in a couple of days we're going to get that answer. But because it was never put out, I honestly thought this was a lie. I thought, was there really a neighbor? Was this possibly a Leticia Stout situation going on behind the scenes? Um, I don't know. I don't know about that. But when Don did talk about the scream on Voices, and I want to play that part to you, what he does is I'm gonna get my timestamps. So Don goes in and I believe, and we're gonna watch it. Don goes in and he says something. I think someone made a comment and it got highlighted. And the comment was something like about the dog searching the dog trail, something like that. Like, why is Don, and this isn't the exact words, but something about why is he saying about the dog trail going down? And then ending there when, Dave from EchoSearch is saying it went down the driveway and down to the road right there. Why is there kind of like two different things being said? Which, great question. And then Don kind of goes into, he's like trying to explain it. He's like saying something about, well, there were multiple dogs there. And then he says, well, I seen the dog going in that, dog trail area. And then he's like, and then, the guy said it went through there or something like that. He doesn't say who. And then they're just quiet on panel, right? And then he keeps going. And then he says, the dogs they're not always accurate. And I thought, in my head, I thought, oh, here we go. And then after that, it was still quiet on panel. And then after that, then he comes up with, oh, and my neighbor heard a scream. Then that's when I was like, oh, shit. And in my opinion, Don brought the scream up. This is just my opinion, you guys. Don't take it for fact, but my opinion, I think Don brought up that scream at that moment because he knows people are starting to question this dog trail thing and it's not making sense to some people. So then to back himself up, he says, well, the dogs aren't accurate. How are you going to say the dogs aren't accurate when you've been saying, oh, it found her trail here and it went down here, but now you're going to say, oh, they're not accurate? And then if that's not enough, then he's, in my opinion, I'm thinking, is he thinking, shit, let me throw something else out there now because they're questioning the dog search. And that's when he goes, and by the way, no, he doesn't say by the way. He says, oh, and then my neighbor heard a scream. And when you watch that part, I don't even know if Cher and Perry Boy caught it because no one's ever heard it. And it kind of just goes quiet, and then it was brought up later. And then he goes into a little bit of explanation over it. And then he goes into saying that it was a muffled scream. He goes into more detail now. Now he's really selling it. And it's a muffled scream. And it's kind of where the hand might have been over her face and, something like she might have, I don't know that we're going to listen to it, but something like, she probably moved or I don't know. And then she got it out. But when he started going into those details, I was thinking, why would you be saying that? Where is this coming from? How would you know those details unless you were the one doing it? I said it. I put it out. I'm just saying it. Okay. This is my opinion, you guys. So I don't know. When I heard Don talk about it, it was extremely sketchy to me. I'm going to be honest. And you know me, I'm always saying, I don't think Don might be involved. He says he was at work. I'm waiting for data. That's something I've been saying since the beginning. But the more Don talks, I'm not kidding you. I'm taking my notes, you guys. And I swear, I'm always just like shaking my head like, there's just something not right here. And I don't know what it is, but there's something not right. And I try to find excuses and I try to put myself in their shoes, but I don't know, something's not right here. And I know, and Candace is smart. Candace is quiet right now, because imagine if Candace was still talking. We will, I mean, this is what we do, right? We hear what they're saying. Some of us do this. I know I do. I take my notes, I go back to what they said. If it doesn't match up, then hey, why isn't it matching up? People get mad at me for making videos pointing out Don's inconsistencies, but why is that my fault? Why are you mad at me for? I'm not the one making up this shit. I'm not making up any of this. I'm not saying Don's saying this and lying. Don's saying it. Don is saying that he knew his daughter was missing. He does an interview with Chris saying, I knew my daughter was missing immediately, even before he gets there, because Candace never called me back and said, we found her. Then down the line in that same interview, he says that he's on the phone the whole time with Candace. And he's like, normally we don't get, what do you say? I was kind of shocked or something, because we normally don't get like service like that. Or he says something like that. And I was like, but fuck me, because I noticed these inconsistencies. Like, no, you guys need to stop being mad at the curators who are noticing these inconsistencies that Don is saying, and go ask Don, why is he switching his shit up? The more he talks, the more he's digging his own grave. And honestly, I think he should shut up. I think he should stop talking. I think he should just focus on getting his boys back, focus on finding Summer, keep putting those flyers out. I feel like the more he talks, I'm not lying, I'm just like taking my notes. Oh, another inconsistency. Oh, how funny. Oh, another one. And then when he said the dogs might not be accurate now, and he threw that scream out there 2 months later, I was like, God damn it. I don't know. And you guys know, for the longest time I've been saying I don't think Don was involved. I think he was at work. For the longest time I've been saying that. I think he was at work. He would be so dumb to say he's at work. I believe in data. So, but more he talks, I'm just like, I don't know. All right. I hope you guys are doing okay in chat. I just did a whole ramble. I hope you guys are being respectful in chat. Again, do not bash anybody in chat. I'm going to go ahead and set up. I'm going to play first 2 parts of Voice's interview she did with Dawn. And I just want to say right now, you guys, please, 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 please do not bash this creator in my chat. Okay. I don't want to hear anything about this creator. Okay. It's not about this creator. It's about Dawn. Okay. This is what we're going to talk about, is Dawn right here. Okay. I don't understand why. I don't even care, but I just don't want any of that right now. Okay. I'm going to play some of it we're going to go over what Dawn says, and we're going to use it as education purposes. And that's it. If you don't like this creator, that's your opinion. You're entitled to it. But hey, you guys, I don't ever watch these interviews and be like, you know what? I don't like this creator, so I'm not going to listen to it. Like, I'm there because I want to hear what Dawn's saying. Okay. Regardless of who's doing the interview, I'm there because I want to hear what they're saying. I don't get caught up in let's go real life on this fucking create. I just don't do that. I don't do it, and I don't want it done in my chat. So do not bash this creator in my chat right now. Please do not do it, because that's if you're disrespectful to them while you're here in my chat, you're being disrespectful to me. So please do not do it. You will be timed out. You do it again, you're going to be blocked. All right. So let me set up really quick. I'm going to go over all questions at the very end, you guys. So don't think I'm in you. Okay. Hey, Purple, you're here. I wish Grandma would talk. I do want Grandma to talk. Someone needs to get her, but I don't even think she's home yet, and I don't think she will talk. If Candace is remaining quiet, I don't think Grandma's gonna talk. My opinion, I really don't. Hey, Derek, how's it going? Okay, let me see what some of you are saying really quick. First time here, it is good. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it so far. Just so you know, I say some bad words sometimes. I ramble sometimes. I say some words. Yeah. Well, welcome to my channel. um. Oh, Mary, that would be interesting. That would be interesting. And I'm gonna give you my honest opinion. I wonder if Candace, again, my opinion, if she was self medicated on that first interview, because I believe she was, and I'm not judging her because, like I said, if my child went missing, you would probably have to give me a horse tranquilizer or something like seriously. So I'm not even faulting her for that. Very understandable if she was self medicated, but I just lost my train of thought. I just seen a name pop up and I was like, oh, hey, what's up? And well, for her defense, people have been charged very high amounts for paperwork, certain paperwork. Okay, example, not there's a lot of information that is released to you, but then there's other information that you might have to request depending what it is. Also, I know if you want it on a CD or something like that, digital stuff can be charged. This is something I'm dealing with for Tristan Bailey case. I just sent a request to St. John's records because we are given certain stuff, but then there's other stuff not. So it tells you on there too. Make sure you go to the website and see what's being sent out in case don't request something that's on there and there's stuff that's not on there. So I just sent a request. I think it's 10 cents a page, I think, for them. I could be wrong. But they certain things they do charge you. So and it depends on how many pages you end up getting or what you end up getting. So some stuff does charge you. I do know that from behind the scenes for stuff. So I mean, just like Dr. B when she got some of the stuff for the Chris Watts case, I think it was $2,000 too that she ended up paying for that stuff. I think it was that amount too. So it's true. I'm sure certain things the Wilds can get for free, but there's also some stuff, you do have to pay for. So I do know that for sure. I was trying to get the 911 call also for the Tristan Bailey case. I don't think I'm going to get it, but we shall see. Request everything. Because the last thing you want to do is leave something out and then you're like, oh, I could have got it. Maybe. I mean, most of the time you're not going to get certain stuff, but you just never know. So we shall see what I end up getting with it, though. Okay, let me. Yeah, Phoenix. Certain things you pay for. Well, and every state is different too, you guys. So just because one state does it one way doesn't mean the other does it the exact same. So that's one thing I've also learned. That's another thing. Police reports are public record. Yeah, I think it's when you start requesting other stuff, though, because like I said, for the Tristan Bailey case on the website, it says make sure you go to everything that's available to you and don't request stuff that's free. You know what I'm saying? So you always want to make sure you know what you're requesting and all that stuff. But I requested everything. I want those other 34 pages that I don't have and other people have. And I'm like, I want those. They released 89 pages with the Tristan Bailey case. And I got 34 pages and I want the rest. So, because other people are saying things that I'm like, why do you get this from? So, fingers crossed, we shall see. All right, I'm going to set up. Give me a second, guys. How are you guys doing in chat? Okay. Kevin, stop it. It's grand. How do you guys say it? Grandis? Grandis. I think you guys say. Okay, let me set up. Do this with you. Is Grandma still gone though? Is Candy Grandma still gone? I mean, I mean, it's kind of sad because you would think she'd be home with her daughter, but then again, she's been through it before. So, I mean, I understand both of it. Okay, I got to get my time stamp. Hey, Arch Girl, how are you, love? All right. 23. Okay. I'm going to mute real quick so you don't hear all the back. All right, hold on, guys. Let me just share this in my, hold on. All right, hold on. Oh my God, it's getting hot in here. Oh my God, you guys, it's still in the hundreds in Arizona right now. It's going to be 109, I think, this weekend. Oh, what the fuck? It needs to already stop. Like, this heat needs to stop. Let's just stop. Okay, let me just pin this in my chat. All right, hold on, guys. This is on her channel, right? Yeah. All right, let me pin this. All right. Okay. Let me share my screen. Let me take that off. Okay, so again, just so you guys know, before I actually click it, we're going to just be watching. I have 2 timestamps, and it's just when Dawn talks about this scream, and it's the reason why I chose to go public with the information I had. And I'm not going to play the whole thing at all. So if you want to watch this full live, you just click the link that I have. Also, just please, you guys, do not disrespect this creator. That's not what this is about. I never show anybody's work to make fun of them, or it's not about that. So don't do that here. You'll be timed out, or you're going to be you'll be blocked. Simple as that. And I hate blocking people over stuff like that. But again, just don't be disrespectful, please. All right. Are you guys ready? First, let me know if you're ready. Can you all agree not to be disrespectful, please? Kevin, it's hotter than fish grease. What is it? Hotter than fish grease. Yeah, it's hot out here right now. Thank you, Melanie. Okay, I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Yeah, let's just not, it's not about the creator. Okay, so let me share. Oh, hold on. I don't want to see chat like the, I don't want to see that. All right. Okay. Now I'm going to mute myself because then it helps with the cracklacking. So you guys, right here, what you're looking at on the screen, someone asked this question right here, and it's a really good question. Now, really pay attention to what Don says and why he goes into explaining for the very first time 2 months later a scream. Okay.
The scent trail. David Radar said her scent went down the driveway to the road. Don says it went through the dog trail to the road.
Yeah, I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I watched with my own eyes, the officer and the dog go straight down that dog trail. But whether another dog, I mean, they've had several dogs up here, not just that one. They even had the prison guard dogs out here. So they had 3, 4. I mean, I imagine they had 5 sets of dogs here or more. I don't know. So, but from what I've found out, I mean, I just don't know, to be honest with you. I just watched the one dog go down the dog trail, and according to what he said, it dead ended down there. But the other dogs may have picked something else up, and they're not 100% accurate on everything either. But
No, they're
they
not.
never could pick her scent up anywhere. Yeah, they never could pick her scent up anywhere outside Ben Hill Road down there anywhere. So it's like she definitely got in the car, thrown in a car or whatever. My neighbors heard some screams. She was up there outside, just across from us, and she heard some really weird screams before they heard us screaming for Summer, and that still haunts her. She's still haunted by all that, and I think she might have been fighting somebody.
Someone had asked in the chat, how's Candace holding up?
Okay, I'm going to play that again. So I don't think it registered in their mind, the host, because they go into something else. But did you guys see how Don goes into explaining the scream? So he goes, like I said earlier, he says they asked the question about the dogs, which it's a great question because people are questioning it now. They want to know, like, hey, Don, how come you're the only one saying it when other people are saying different things? And not only Dave Rader, but again, we talked about it before. David Dotson, the church friend, said Donald told him that it went down the driveway to the end of the road. Why would Don tell him that? But then now he's saying, well, there's different dogs there. There's multiple dogs that were there. And the dog he's seen, he talks about being in that trail. And then the host, and no one says anything on panel. So again, that's what I'm wondering, like, is what's going on in Don's brain? Is that why after he says, well, they're not even that accurate. So now these dogs are stupid now, right? And then after that, then he goes into, and my neighbor heard a scream. And he says that a weird scream before they started screaming for Summer. So I don't know. When I first heard this part, though, I was like, fucking A. I'm being honest with you guys. I was like, I honestly, my opinion, Phil, he brought up the scream right here because I think Don's feeling maybe people aren't buying this abduction thing no more. And people are now questioning the dogs because in the beginning, this wasn't said the dog trail, right? It was just someone snuck up there and was hiding. And then now it's like, well, guess what? The dog hit through that little trail right there because if that would make it seem like an abductor came, right? If it went from, the gravel right there all the way down that little wooded area down to the bottom. Fuck, that looks like someone did take her, right? And then her scent ended there. Shit, well, someone fucking went and took her. It does make sense, right? But now people are questioning it. So then now he's like, the dogs are not always accurate. And is he saying that because Dave Rader is saying that the dog picked up the trail to the driveway. Is that why they're not accurate? Because it doesn't go with what you're saying. I don't know why he said that. And then two, how he said, oh, and then my neighbor heard a scream. So you guys, she was abducted, because not only did it go through the trail, my neighbor also heard a scream. I don't know. It's just the way it comes out. I was like, that's not good. Not good. Not good. Let me play it really quick one more time. And then there's one more other spot I'm going to play for you. And again, I'm not looking at your guys' comments. I'm going to go through all of your stuff after, and we'll discuss it. Okay. Did I hit play?
Thank you, Sheila.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that.
We have a question. I'm not sure how you say that name.
Haiku.
Haiku. How does Dawn know the scent trail? David Radar said her scent went down the driveway to the road. Dawn says it went through the dog trail to the road.
Yeah, I'm not
Maybe I should
sure,
ask
to
him
be
about
honest with you. I watched with my own eyes, the officer and the dog go straight down that dog trail. But whether another dog, I mean, they've had several dogs up here, not just that one. They even had the prison guard dogs out here. So they had 3, 4. I mean, I imagine they had 5 sets of dogs here or more. I don't know. So, but from what I've found out, I mean, I just don't know, to be honest with you. I just watched the one dog go down the dog trail, and according to what he said, it dead ended down there. But the other dogs may have picked something else up, and they're not 100% accurate on everything either. But
No, they're
they
not.
never could pick her scent up anywhere. Yeah, they never could pick her scent up anywhere outside Ben Hill Road down there anywhere. Like, so it's like she definitely got in the car, thrown in a car or whatever.
Yeah.
But my neighbors heard some screams. Yeah, she was up there outside, just across from us, and she heard some really weird screams before they heard us screaming for Summer, and that still haunts her. She's still haunted by all that, and I think she might have been fighting somebody.
Someone had asked in the chat, how's Candace holding up?
Okay, again, if why wasn't this said in the beginning? I don't understand that. I'm having a hard time to wrap my brain around it. Maybe you guys can help me with it. I don't understand why this was not said publicly in the multiple interviews Dawn did. Dawn has done so many interviews, you guys. Candace has done only a few. Again, I'm not defending why she didn't bring it up, but we have more interviews with Dawn, I feel like. So why hasn't it been said? I just, the way he's saying it right now, you would think he would plaster this all over his Facebook. You would think he'd be telling everybody this. I don't understand why this has not been spoken of, but I know we're going to get an explanation pretty soon for it. But either way you chop it up for me, it just is not going to sit right, no matter what excuse you give. A really weird scream. Now let's listen, because they go, and you see how they're just quiet. I don't even know if it registered in their head, because they're just quiet about it. So I really wonder, what were they thinking when they first heard about the scream? Maybe it didn't register. I don't know. Let me get to the next. Okay, hold on. There's one more part I want to play for you guys.
Down there, her driveway's right across from our driveway.
Let's try it here.
She don't want me to mention her name or anything.
Okay. All right. Hold on. So this is where he goes more into, well, it's a little couple of seconds before, after this, but he goes into explaining again. So this is sometime down. It gets brought up again, the scream part.
Anything like that. But boy, she done a fantastic job. However she did what she did, I hope and pray she can help us, you know. But boy, she done an awesome job, you know. I just
Okay, we got
I
another
just don't know the
question.
first thing about anything. I don't know.
Earlier you mentioned that someone heard screams. Would you know where
Yes.
the screams were heard in relation to the house from the neighbor? Like what direction?
Well, we live on a hill, so you go down our driveway to Ben Hill Road. When down on the bottom down there, her driveway's right across from our driveway, and it goes straight up the hill. I mean, if you can see the tree outline from the moon, if you look straight down to the tree outline, her house is just below that tree line. I don't know if you can see it.
No, it's too dark.
Just below the moon is that tree line. Well, her house is up below them trees right there. But so she was up there, and she heard these screams. Her and her daughter heard these screams.
So it makes sense that she was somewhere in between your house and her house at that point.
Yeah, down on Ben Hill Road. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I know we're missing a lot of questions, guys, but
there's a rumor, and somebody brought it up here again. Sharon Dawn, why were you talking since March? That's not true. Nobody, the world didn't even know Dawn and Candace in March.
Okay, so now he's saying that it was the mother and daughter that heard the scream. So that tells us if the question I also have, and I want to look at the Google Maps for this. And he goes on to explain in a little bit about her having a loud scream. So the neighbors heard her cry, a scream, but it just, how did not two adults, grandma and Candace, not hear it? Not one of the boys. It's so hard. If it's in the middle, right, and she screams loud enough where the neighbor down there is hearing, how come they didn't hear it? That just bugs me. It really bugs me. And I wonder if this has never been said before, because then it would question, well, how come you guys didn't hear it? You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's why it's never been brought up, because it does leave you into that more questions of, wait a minute. So there's this loud scream that halfway down, that your neighbor all the way down there heard it. But then grandma, you guys are outside and you guys didn't hear it. Okay, you're in the camper, you didn't hear it. The boy, it's just, and I know Candace gives an explanation of the TV being on, but what about grandma? I just, and if she screams so loud that this mom, where was this? A question I would have for the neighbor: where were you exactly when you heard this scream? Were you inside your house? Were you outside? Were you taking a walk? Like, I would like to know those questions, because if you're inside and you heard it, but then they don't, it's just, and maybe that's why it's never been brought up. Maybe because it sounds like, I don't know, it would lead questions of why they didn't hear it. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Someone said it 40, hold on, 47. What was it? 4721. Let me see.
So yeah, I'd say she's. I don't know. I know there's one route out of here that I think I believe there's one route out of here that they can take, and I don't think there's any cameras on that one route out of this area. There's several routes, but
People are wondering, and I'll just ask you, why, when you got a call that
So yeah, he did say that. I missed that part. So I guess there's a road where there is no cameras. Interesting he brings that up, right? I tell you, the things he ends up he brings up, it does lead us to have little questions, right? It does. Understandably, it does. There is the part where he talks about it being muffled, and I am an idiot. I didn't write the timestamp. Hold on. Let me find it. Hold on.
Each other for months before Summer went missing. We met in June.
All right, yeah. I've noticed that they
Yeah, I don't know where it's at for that timestamp, and I'm not going to go through the whole thing. But again, the links here, but it's where he talks about, he goes more into details of the scream, and I can't believe I didn't write it down. What the freak? I'm so mad at myself. I can't believe I didn't write it fucking down. But he goes in and he describes about how the neighbor says that it was now a muffled scream, and he talks about how her maybe they had their hand around her mouth and stuff like that, and I just thought it was so eerie. So you guys, I don't know, maybe one of you know the timestamps. I just don't want to play it. Very true, Amber. Very true. She says a scream can be many scenarios, not just abduction. And that's something we're going to talk about. Let me play what Candace says, and then we're going to talk about this whole scream thing. Okay, so let me stop with this one. Let me pull up the Candace one. And thank you guys for being respectful in the chat. I didn't get any text messages from my mod, so you guys did good. I appreciate that. Okay. Okay. All right, let me pull it up for you. Okay. All right. All right. Let's let this load. All right. All right, so now I'm going to play for you guys the audio that I was sent over, like I told you guys, on June 20th. And this is the explanation of the neighbor hearing the scream and why Candace didn't hear the scream. Okay. Let me mute. Hold on, I just caught an inconsistency between what Dawn said and what she said. Hold on. I'm going to replay it again. Okay, so she's saying that the neighbor heard her scream, but at the time Candace was in the house trying to find Summer, and that's why she didn't hear the scream. So if you remember, Candace says when she was looking for her, she looked for her in the house, she went outside, she was calling for her. So I'm wondering, but Dawn said that when the neighbor heard the scream, it was way before they went out there, started screaming for Summer. But she's saying the neighbor heard her scream. She was inside looking for her. She went out there, and the TV was on. I'm wondering, did the neighbor hear Summer screaming, or is she hearing them looking for Summer? I need to hear this again. Hold on, guys. Sorry. And the Okay, no, I stand corrected. Oh wait, you can't hear it? You guys aren't hearing it? You hear it or you didn't hear it? Did you guys hear it or no? Oh. Wow, did I just play this for you like 4 times and you guys didn't hear it? Okay, hold on. Oh my god, what an asshole I am. Let's try this again, guys. Oh my god. I played it like 4 times. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Okay, hold on. I'm looking at my messages. They're like, no sound. Okay, sorry. Let's try this again. Hold on. I don't think I shared the audio with you guys. I'm so embarrassed. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Trixie. No sound. Thank you, Trixie. And then thank you. Let me scroll up really quick. Oh my god, I'm so embarrassed. Heather, thank you so much, love. I don't feel like the bomb. I feel like an asshole right now. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me do this again. Take 2. Oh wow. Bloopers right here, right? Okay. Oh, you know why? I didn't share audio. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh wow. Wow. All right. All right, guys, I apologize. Nicole, are you laughing at me? Nicole, I'm having a moment. Thank you, love. Wow. I can't believe I just did that. And I played it like 4 times. Oh my gosh. All right, shut up and let's just play this bitch. All right.
And that's her little swing right there off that tree. Loved to play right there in that yard. That was her favorite spot to be. So whoever took her had to actually come up into the yard and take her. And I don't understand because like my neighbor heard her scream, but I didn't hear her scream because I was in the house with the boys trying to find her. And I guess when my neighbor heard her scream, I was actually in the house and the TV was going. So I didn't even hear the scream.
So the audio. Deb B said, okay, we know, just play it. Meaning, that's a nice way of her saying, shut the fuck up, bitch, and play the audio. Wow. All right. Anyways, let me play it one more time, you guys.
And that's her little swing right there off that tree. She loved to play right there in that yard. That was her favorite spot to be. So whoever took her had to actually come up into the yard and take her. And I don't understand because, like, my neighbor heard her scream, but I didn't hear her scream because I was in the house with the boys trying to find her. And I guess when my neighbor heard her scream, I was actually in the house and the TV was going. So I didn't even hear the scream.
Okay, so what Candace is saying is that, I'm gonna look at my notes. So what she's saying is that she was in the house at the time that the neighbor heard her scream, and that Candace didn't hear the scream because she was in there with the boys and they had the TV on, and she was looking for Summer inside of the house. And to someone saying, how do you know it was Summer screaming? You're right. We don't know. We don't know if it was actually Summer who was screaming. Now, Don did say in the interview he did with Voices, he did say something like, I believe they asked him, I'm not sure who asked him, who on panel asked him, but he was asked if law enforcement knew about it or something like that. And he said yes, but God, what did he say? Something like, I don't want to put words in his mouth. Does anybody know what Don said about the neighbor being questioned? Does anybody remember that part? Deb, I don't know. I don't know if Grandma heard the scream. I don't know. Now, people have said in the comments, I've seen the comments, some people believe, well, how do we know she was being, like Amber said, just because someone heard her screaming doesn't mean it was actually someone taking her. She could have been being, and again, it could be, you never know. It could be she was being abused. I've seen those comments. People believe that she might have been being abused. That's the scream they heard. Or was she being abducted at that time? But then again, okay, let's talk about that. So if she is screaming, let's go down that road now, okay? So she's screaming. That means it's someone that didn't know her, right? Because I feel like if it was someone that knew her, would she be acting that way? Would she be screaming? That's something I would wonder. She seems like she is very, she likes to, at church, we see her at church. What if, I'm not saying it was someone from the church, but I never believed it was a stranger abduction. I always thought if it was an abduction, it was someone that knew the family. I've always felt like that if we go down that road. But if they hear her screaming, so if someone takes her, she's screaming, and she's screaming loud. Don said that Summer had a loud scream. He said that. So she's screaming. No dogs barked. No dogs were going crazy over it. Are we going to now be told, well, at that moment, they weren't there? Because I know they weren't there when law enforcement, they're saying, well, Don says they weren't there at that time. So, but I don't freaking believe that. Don, I feel like that's just being said. I don't believe that. It's like, I just feel like the universe just opened up that day and was like, hey, I just don't believe that. And the dogs aren't going to go nuts. Have you ever played around with, you guys have dogs, have you guys ever played around with your dog, like where we've done this before with our dogs. We'll pretend like, I'll be like, oh, trying to act like I'm hurting my boyfriend in front of our dog. And my dog will start getting like hyper and start barking and getting all crazy, right, over it. I don't know. It's just odd to me that no dogs went crazy. She's screaming that loud. I don't know. I don't know, you guys. The whole scream scenario has way more questions than answers with it for me. I don't know how you guys feel, and maybe that's why it's never been said out in public until recently. And I wonder if Don just put it out there, like I said, because people are starting to question. There's a new hole in the story now, right? There's a new hole there where people are like, hey, Don, what about this dog thing, Hey, well, you know what? My neighbor heard a scream too, added to it. Let's add that to it. I don't know. Okay, Betty Joe, you do that too? Yeah. Where you play like you're hurting, like you're like, and my dog would I'll be like, look what I'm doing, and he'll get all hyper, my dog, start barking like crazy. So if the dogs were there, which I believe they were there when law enforcement got there, because, David Dotson talks about it and he mentions the dogs. So I guess they just show up, they come back, they're gone during that time, and then hey, they're back just at that right time when I don't know, you guys. I have a hard time believing that. But none of the dog, if some are screaming so loud, these dogs didn't go into protective mode and start barking, and it's a different type of bark too. It's a different type of bark. And again, if she screams so loud, you're inside with the TV on, but your neighbor lives how far down? How far is that neighbor? How far is it? Is it this neighbor? Hold on, I'm going to pull up the interview room real quick, a video by him. Let me see what you guys are saying about this first. Angie says, it's really? Oh my God, our newest little dog was like that. We got her. We've had our other dog, Max, for 10 years, almost 11 years. 11 years. We got a new dog, and the new dog was so, I don't know if jealous or what the hell, but every time our dog Max would come around us, the new dog would get so upset and start barking. And like, it was so weird. It was like funny. Is she screaming at the top of the hill? The hill or bottom? Let me see. Let me see if I wrote what Dawn said. I don't want to go back to it. Well, Dawn talks about the neighbor living at the bottom of the hill. Does Dawn mention that in that interview, you guys? Do you guys know? It would have been in the middle, though. That's what I got from when Dawn explained it. I took it as she would have been in the middle between the two. That's how I took that explanation by him. Maybe the scream was from being in a car. Good point. Maybe the scream was from being in a car and closer to those neighbors. That could be true. And something that Dave Rader did also say too about the scent, and Dawn talks about it too, is that he says that, it goes through the driveway and then it ends at the bottom of the road. And even Dave said that's usually a sign of maybe she was put in a car, so that is a good point. M. Ray says she was screaming from her mom beating her to death. Oh my gosh, I hope I would, I'm sorry, but that is a possibility. We don't know, you guys, but I would hope Well, I seen a post being shared in the groups, you guys. Hold on, I want to pull up the interview room. You know how the Chris from the interview room, he did that video of him driving up to Ben Hill Road, and he showed there's like a house in the bottom on a corner, and then you drive up that, and it says I think it says dead end right there, and he talks about it, but it's not a dead end, he says. But if you don't know the area, you would probably think it's a dead end and not go that way. But there is that house, I think it was on the left, and he said that house had a lot of dogs and they barked when he was coming up there. I'm wondering, is that the neighbor that Dawn's talking about? I have a feeling Dawn's going to show us the actual neighbor, the area. I mean, I don't think he's going to show like the address or anything, but I have a feeling we're going to see more of the details of where this scream came from. But there's that house, and then you drive up and you go all the way up, and then there would be Dawn's on the right. So I'm wondering if that's the neighbor. Let me pull that up. Phoenix says yes. Okay, so is it the one, you know what I'm talking about, Phoenix? The one on, I think it's the left when you pull up there. Let me pull that up really quick. Hold on, let me stop sharing this. Give me 1 second. Let me see. But, wait a minute. My mind is going. So to the question, to the comment someone made, well, maybe she was in the car and it was driving down closer to the neighbor. Don explains more of the scream, and he goes into more details in that interview, and he says that it's a muffled scream. And when he describes it, he says it's like if they had the hand over her mouth. I can't get past that part. He goes in and says it's like they had the hand over her mouth, and fuck, I don't have the timestamp for that. It's gonna bug me now, you guys. But if they're driving, how do they have their hand over? And it just bugged me that he's saying those details. And he's saying that Summer can scream a lot. So if she is in the car, it wouldn't be a muffled scream. You know what I'm saying? Unless there's two people. Someone holding her and has their hand over her mouth. Tomas says both families are full of absolute monsters. All right, let me pull Phoenix. Let me pull. I'm gonna pull up the interview video because he does a really good job with it. It's better than looking at the map, because on the map you can see it too. I think I have a photo I can just show, but okay. Well, I feel like the more Don talks, the more I tell you, I feel like there's just more. He's filling in those little holes, And I never really looked at Don in the beginning. I really didn't. I'm being honest with you guys. But with every interview he does and everything he says, I'm just like, and another thing I want to say, and people could get mad at me all they want. It's my opinion, but I don't believe Don is this soft-spoken, church-talking person. Like, I feel like, I don't know. Behind the scenes, I wonder, I don't know. I don't know. I don't believe that for 1 second. Sorry. I don't. I don't believe it. All right, let me pull up the video. Before anybody says, oh my gosh, leave this man alone. This is what we do here. It's true crime. We discuss true crime cases, and Don keeps talking. He keeps on talking, does these interviews. Like I said, don't get mad at me for pointing out inconsistencies or things that don't add up, right? Don't be mad at me. That's Don. I said in the beginning, Don's he's digging his own grave, I feel like. And I know people are going to get all mad, but I'm being honest. My opinion. You have yours. I'm trying to see which video it was. I think it's this one. Oh, no, wait. On scene, I think it's this one. Oh no, that's not it. I didn't realize he's done so many.
To have.
Oh yeah, it's this one. Okay. Let me get to the right timestamp. And again, I'm going to play a little part of it. Let me tag it in the description before I play. Someone said my name in chat. Hold on. Who was it? Oh yeah, Scott. I think that. And then when we seen, Scott says he agrees. Don is clearly different than he is on YouTube. You see this with Chris on his phone call. Yeah, I don't know if you guys heard the version. There's Chris muted the F-bomb. Someone else played it though without the F-bomb. I'm not even sure how they got it, but how did they get that? Interesting. Somebody else played it without without beeping it out. Woo! And understandable. Don's mad, but it's just. And, Don says that he would cuss and cuss and cuss at the boys. And, and then when he talks about Summer, he could say one harsh thing. And, I don't know. Another thing I don't like is how he constantly throws Candace under the bus. I see it all the time. I don't care if people could disagree with me on it. I don't like that at all. It's like he throws her under the bus and then in the same sentence, oh, but look at me, I'm doing so good. Candace drinks, she's trying to stop. Oh, I don't drink at all. Candace failed the test. Marijuana. Oh, I passed mine. Oh, I passed my lie detector test. But Candace, she had to go do hers again. And then he also said recently when he was on Jay's channel, he said that they wanted Candace to come back and do another lie detector test. Oh, but not me, just Candace. Like, when someone does, and I wonder, is it really Candace that this is all really, what if it's all Don? What if it's Don that's drinking every night? What if it's him? What if it's not even Candace? Like, we don't know. He could just be saying that. Candace is remaining quiet. I don't know. I'd be like, shut the fuck up. Get off of the TV now. I mean, get off of these interviews. Stop talking about me. Okay, I'm pulling up to get the right part. Okay, here we go. Bam, got it. All right, guys. Let me share. Let me put this in the description. Oh, it'd be good if I had it. Hold on, guys. I gotta. Which one is this? The interview room. Part 2. Hold on, because before I play anything, I have to share it. Here we go. Copy. All right. All right. Let me pin that. Okay. Got it. All right, let's do this. Okay. Hey, Open Minds, how are you? I'm glad you made it. All right. So again, this is the interview rooms video he did. He recorded himself driving the area. And this is where he's pulling up into Bend. So this right here, where's Phoenix at? Phoenix, are you here? I seen your name pop up. So this would be, let me make that bigger. Let me take me off screen too, so you guys can see. There you go. Okay. So this would be where the scream came from, right, Phoenix? I'm assuming, because I can't seem to find. And again, I'm sure Don's going to go into more explanation of where the scream was. Let's watch this.
Bunch of them. And those are the guys that were letting everybody know I was there. It says dead end. So my first impression, obviously, coming up this thing is there's a sign that says dead end, but it actually doesn't. It goes up, and I looked on the map and the GPS. It goes up and around, and I went way up there and turned around and would come back. And so I'm seeing a sign here that says those orange crush cans are for summer. That this is what I love about the people here. Okay. I also, you're going to see a bunch of firewood out at the front of their driveway, but there's a chain across it. So, they don't want folks driving up there anymore. But you'll see it here in a second. Yeah, I probably got reported as a street predator. Good point.
I think I'm gonna go talk to somebody.
Nobody was home.
I guess I can go down here. It looks like it goes down.
And for the record, this is a public access road. This is not private property. Okay. So let's keep it classy in the chat. I'm not breaking any laws. I wouldn't do that. I don't have time to go to jail. Yeah, and those dogs at the bottom of the hill were not Candace's dogs. Those dogs belong to a house at the bottom of the hill, and there are at least 6 or 7, or from what I could tell, there was at least 6 or 7 dogs in there. So you could not see that where Candace's house, where those dogs would be at Candace's house. But you'll be able to see the road here in a minute.
Yeah, this is pretty rugged here in terms of if you were a total stranger, y'all would have to know.
Okay, so right here where the firewood is the driveway to Summer's house. And you're going to see a chain. It's really low. When I come back around, you can see it a little bit clearer.
What you're doing. Here's their mailbox. And that's their street. Oh, look at the ruts on that street. You'd really have to know this geographic region here. All right, I'm going to go down here and I'll...
Yes, I seen that post by the alleged neighbor in the group yesterday. It was someone shared it in one of the groups. I seen it and I took a screenshot of it. It does have the neighbor's name taken out, and I'll read that afterwards.
Now, I just want to point out a couple of things. That to the right is an absolute straight drop off. I mean, it just drops, and there's look like a little creek bed down there. But this is really rugged terrain. And, if she walked away, I mean, there are so many challenges that she could have run into with, not only just falling and getting hurt, but if that was a possibility, when I listened to the search and rescue guys, they put so many resources in and around this area, that, I'm really surprised they haven't, if in fact that was a scenario, they haven't discovered her yet. However, that said, it doesn't mean that it's not a possibility still on the plate. However, the other side of that coin, is this road, stranger abduction problem. Again, I go back to high risk for the offender. This is a very high risk road to go up, because number one, the moment you drive up that street, it says dead end. Now, either A, you have to know this geographic terrain. Okay. Two, you have to be extremely, extremely comfortable with this terrain, because if you're going to go up there and take a risk as high as this is, i.e., abducting a 5-year-old child, okay, then it is extremely plausible that the suspects.
Kat says, did anyone hear Chris announce that 5 more women came forward? There's also another channel, you guys. I don't know the name by heart. I seen it pop up today. This Friday, another channel is going live with other victims coming forward. Yeah. I don't know what that's going to be all about, but I seen that pop up today. I clicked the reminder for it, but I do know it's Friday. Let me see. Maybe I'm a subscriber to them. Hold on. Let me see. I should be a subscribe if I got the alert. No, I'm not a subscriber. Damn. I maybe you guys will know what I'm talking about, but just be on the lookout. There is something on Friday. There's a creator that's coming out with more people coming forward. So that's going to be this Friday, though. I can't remember the damn name. I do apologize. Maybe you guys will know what I'm talking about.
Within the region of this target set, what we call a contact site. Okay. So the hypothesis here is, if she came down that road and a stranger was there, the timing of that would have to be almost the universe 100% on schedule. Okay. Because you'd have to have the suspect looking for her on target. And most children, 64% of them, are abducted off of their bicycles. Okay. It's rare, very rare, for a suspect, okay, just to pull up in a dead end area, or at least a sign that says dead end, and then, pull her out. Now, unless it's planned, of course, that is a possibility. Okay. So that's still on the plate. Okay. That said, watch this road. Turn back around. This is really rugged, very rugged, actually.
It's isolating.
It's very isolated. And
for you guys that were asking what channel, it's Crime Stories Obsessed. Thank you to the people that knew what channel it was. Yes, that's who it is. So if any of my mods are still here, maybe you guys can link that channel for everybody. I'd appreciate it if you guys can do that. So just look up Crime Stories Obsessed. It should pop up. And she's doing a live. I believe it's a live. I'm not sure if it's a live or a premiere, but it's this Friday. And in the title, it said there were going to be more women coming forward. So, and we know Chris said that there was, I think, 5 other victims, I think he was saying, but be on the lookout. It's this Friday, you guys. No, it's not Web Sleuths. It's Crime Stories Obsessed. Maybe my mods. Can you guys link her channel? If you guys can't, I'll link it. Just let me know. You guys are guessing now. No, it's not Zab. Zab. No, it's not her. Oh, Chris said that on Web Sleuths last night. Okay, thank you. I'm not sure what mods are still here. I mean, I can't, let me do it for you guys. I don't know. Let me see. Because I know you guys want it. So, let's see. Oh, it's Crime Stories Obsessed. Did I say true crime? Sorry. Are you sure it's this channel? Right? It is? I think so. All right, let me link it. See if I link the right channel. It's all somebody else's. All right. True story. I one time shared one of my mods' channels, and it was not even her channel. It was a cooking channel. Everybody's like, "Oh, she has a cooking channel." Oh my gosh.
So, so what I want to show you here is going back up to Summer's driveway and look at the woods and the terrain here. Boy, these folks have been really working this area. It's extremely, there's a creek down here. This is very rough. And coming up here on the side is, you know, the driveway. I got tires here. People can't pull over, no parking, tollway. But this is Summer's house, or at least the driveway up to the house. And you can tell, you know, this is, they've got a chain across the driveway now so folks can't come in. Okay, so if we were to have let's use the scenario, you know, where if it's a stranger abductions problem, okay. Well, and if this is where the dogs, you know, I think I've heard two different concepts. One is, you know, the dogs were last seen, or the scent died at a track, okay, at the bottom of a hill, okay. Um, yeah, thank you. That's right. Karen is she is my sidekick for sure. She's the brains of the operation, actually. And thank you for saying that, Doc, or Dre. And so, what I wanted to point out here is, if you go up if this is their driveway, if you go up there on the left, it is just tore up. Okay. And so it's a very different.
So this is where, you know, Dave Rader is saying that the search went through the driveway right here. And then at the bottom, like where he's at, is that where it would have stopped, I'm guessing. Or was it where Don showed us a little bit more down where it ended? I don't know. But both Dave Rader did say that, you know, that is usually an indication that she was put in a vehicle or was in a car. Some people believe that, you know, she never made it back to the property. I personally think she did make it back. So looking at, you know, the area right here, let me mute this. So looking, this is the road going down. Somewhere right here is where, I think it's by this big tree, is where Don said the trail ended, remember? Because when he turns and then he starts walking back towards his, the driveway. Let me see. Okay, right here. all the way down right here is where the neighbor is. So it could be if the scream is true and the neighbor heard a scream, which I think she, I'm going to say, was it Summer she heard? We don't know. There was a screenshot being shared last night in the groups. And thank you. It says, check crime stories obsessed community post with a picture of Summer in Grandest trailer. So I'm guessing so you think she's going to do one with Grandma? That should be interesting. She also had a post up with, someone said they don't see it. So I'm wondering if she took that post down. I believe it was her because I remember seeing the Grandma post too. So maybe she's doing an interview with Grandma. That would be really interesting because no one's heard from Grandma. That would be interesting. Hey, the lab, what's up? He said nobody heard a scream. Well, I mean, it is very alarming that it's never been brought up. But let me read you this post, you guys. So watching Chris's, him driving through, if Summer was taken, she would have had to be really more close by the neighbor in a vehicle. But then I think back to what Dawn was saying, how the neighbor said it was a muffled scream where it seemed like someone was covering her mouth. And if somebody is driving, how can they keep their hand over Summer's mouth unless two people were there? And again, that's just Dawn speculating. But the details he gives us just makes me think like, oh my God. I don't know. It's kind of eerie to me. But this would have been the drive to get to the Wells house. Google said Google said, I think the neighbor heard a scream, but it was staged. Why no car heard or seen? Wouldn't that be the first thing to listen for? A vehicle. Yeah. And again, I wonder, we know certain neighbors had surveillance because that was given to us from TBI in one of the interviews. Did this neighbor happen to have a camera? That would be something that TBI also said that they reviewed. Let me look at my notes. They reviewed. I wrote it down. Hold on. They reviewed surveillance and photos. Hold on. You guys can hear. Okay, so let me stop sharing this one. Stop. Okay, let me stop sharing that. Okay, so my notebook. My desk area is a mess. Okay, so the TBI said that on June 21st, they said it was TBI. She said circumstances leading to Summer's disappearance is still unclear. Agents and detectives have followed up on a number of leads, like residential surveillance videos and photos. The drivers seen around the area have been identified. And then it goes on to say, at the time of her disappearance, okay, so they have been identified. And then at the time of her disappearance, so the vehicles they've seen around there, they've been identified and interviewed. And then that's when she gives that statement of, they have not ruled out an abduction. They simply don't have any evidence at this point to confirm that that's what occurred. But I also wonder if they knew about the red vehicle and the scream, wouldn't that signify a little bit of an abduction, you guys? I don't know. I don't know. Let me read you really quick. So this was being shared. Let me get that off the screen. Hey, Meep, how are you? Kev Candy. That's a possibility. That is a possibility. That's something that's been said. Of course, we don't know if that is true or not, but I have seen people bring that up. Man, that's hard to imagine though, right? All right, so let me read you guys this. Now, this was shared in a group. Now, the name is blacked, removed. So they're claiming that they're the neighbor. It doesn't have the name. It's been, so I don't know. I didn't see the original post. This was being shared. So by the time it started being shared in the group last night, the name of the neighbor has been taken out. So you know me, how I think. I'm like, okay, this could be anybody writing it and saying they're the neighbor. I trust nothing because, example, what case was it? Damn, what case was it recently I was covering? Oh, the little where the guy is caught on camera taking the little boy out of the bed. The little boy. What case was that? Oh my god, I'm covering too many cases, you guys. What case is that, you guys? Help me out. Oh my god, he was arrested. The little boy was stabbed and left in the middle of the street. Chase. Oh, Cash. There you go. Thank you. I'm like, what? Chase? Cash Gernon case. Yes. Thank you guys so much. I couldn't think of the name. My goodness. When I started, somebody shared in the Facebook groups early on a post like what I'm going to read. And they said that it was from law enforcement. And they wrote this big old thing out, making it seem like it was coming from law enforcement. And it was saying things about that the little he was found, and they used the R word and just all kinds of. They were giving so much details. When I read it, I was like, "Wait, law enforcement would never release something with this much details ever." And it turned out they never released it. Somebody made this shit up, pretending to be law enforcement, and wrote up this crazy ass statement. But some people believed it. And it started a lot of rumors with that case. So I always question any screenshots I end up seeing. I'm always like, well, is this really the neighbor? And that's just the way I am. So again, I don't know if this is really the neighbor or not. Allegedly, it is. So I'm going to read it to you guys really quick. I haven't even looked at chat. People are evil. People are just, what would be the point of making that people, I don't understand these things. Okay, so it says he is not lying. I'm the neighbor, soon to be ex-neighbor, also the one who called police on JD the evening before. It also wasn't just me who heard it. It was reported to police the moment they arrived. So again, Don said in the interview he did with Voices, he said that the neighbor heard it, but also her daughter heard the scream. So two people heard the scream. God, it's so. I should have zoomed in with this screenshot. Beyond that, I am not going to say anything. I would appreciate it if everyone would not go real life or intrude on mine and my kids' privacy or lives or share anything from me. We have enough going on in our lives and enough trauma as is. We don't need more. And we don't need another batch of internet Scooby-Doo folks going real life. And sorry, I never heard that before, Scooby-Doo folks. And causing chaos in our road or at our homes, or causing my kids grief or nonsense at their new schools because people go digging and out us. Interesting. The only reason I'm saying boo right now is as a plea. I don't know if the BO stands for something or what. but is as a plea to please leave us alone. She says, this group and others have already put us all in enough danger and extra chaos by what they dig and share, including pictures of properties, houses, directions, etc. And we just played the interview rooms video. Because I know from this interview and post, it will just be a matter of time before we are outed. So I'm pleading with you in advance, please leave us be, and please do not share our info, pitch, profile. And okay, so who was sharing their information? Does anybody know this? Because we just learned of this neighbor as of the other day, and we didn't even know the neighbor's name. Who was sharing pictures of the neighbor? Who was doing? Did anybody see this information being shared? I didn't see it. Did I miss something? She's saying that her pictures have been shared, her information about her kids, the kids' new school. Is that what she's saying? I know people go real life, which is unnecessary to go harass these people. I mean, she's mad at, okay, this is what gets me too. Okay. She's saying, and no one should ever go real life, you guys. Even when people go real life on creators, like I was saying, just, guys, why? Like, just don't do it. Why? You know, would you want someone going real life on you? Like, why? Okay, so she's saying, hold on. So I would appreciate it as if everyone would not go real life or intrude on mine and my kids' privacy or lives or share anything from me. Okay, and then she's saying because we're showing directions, because people are sharing photos of the property, the houses, and direction, and she's blaming the Scooby-Doo internet stuff people. Okay, well, Dawn was on the live last night and showing us the directions to the neighbor's property. Did you guys see that? Was it it was the other night. He was like, oh, see where the moon goes down and blah, blah, blah. But it was too dark. No one could see anything. So Dawn is outing the neighbor right there. So again, like, and he's probably not going to do it now because of that, but I bet you Dawn would have took us literally to the neighbor's house. So Don was actually showing us where the neighbor lived almost. He was like, the moon, blah, 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 and right there, and letting us know that was the neighbor. So based off of that, that's why I was like, okay, went to Chris's video right away. And I'm like, oh, and I went on Google and I'm like, oh, I think it's this one right here. So Don's the one outing it out because I haven't seen no photos I'm in a couple other groups. I haven't seen maybe I just missed it. Did anybody see it? I haven't seen no photos of the neighbor or anything like that. I mean, people just learned about this other day. Rochelle, was it the same house that's on the interview room? Because I just showed it too right now. Yeah, he said over the mountain it was dark, or the moon, something about the moon. Oh, did you send it in my email? Let me see. Yeah, moon rain, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know why the scream has never been mentioned. Hey, Pippi Longstockings, how are you? Yes, he did. Yes. Do you know, Pippi Longstockings, do you remember? I've been trying to find that, and I am not having any luck. And gosh, I remember that too. I remember Don saying his work stuff too. So, and I know he blamed Chris for it, but I remember hearing Don say it, but I can't find it I don't remember which one. And God, Chris has done so many. Meep, that's a good question. Is there a channel called Scooby-Doo's? I love the cartoon. I don't know. I haven't heard anything, so I'm just wondering. I know a lot of you are in the groups. Have you guys seen any of the neighbor photos being sent of her and shared of her and her kids? Oh my God. I'm very careful what I share, even with the boys. If you guys look at my videos, I don't think I've ever showed their actual faces. I've blurred them out. Yeah, don't show their kids or anything. She's saying, going real life, causing chaos on our road or at our homes, or causing my kids grief or nonsense at their new schools. Okay, going and harassing the kids at schools? Who's doing that? Like, what the? Well, that would have to be other kids going real life on these little kids. Kids probably hearing the story and then, because I haven't seen anything being shared about this neighbor. This is the only thing I've seen. And I don't want to be mean, but Don outs a lot of people. He really does. Yeah, Stacy, I've never seen it in the groups. Maybe I'm not in a group, but usually in the groups, it all ends up getting shared everywhere. You know how it is. I haven't personally seen it, so I just hope no one's really harassing the neighbor and her kids. My God, you guys, don't do that. But I don't know. What do you guys think though about, why do you think the scream has never been mentioned? Okay, so you have a neighbor this is her allegedly. I'm not saying 100% it's her or it's not. But allegedly there's this person claiming to be the neighbor and she's being harassed, she's saying. Why do you think the scream has never been mentioned publicly? Why do you guys think? Oh, Angie. Angie says the neighbors. Do you mean the neighbor didn't make this post, or what do you mean, Angie? Oh yeah, Stacy, for sure. I feel like that too. She mentioned it behind the scenes. Yes, she did. It wasn't mentioned. And this is the problem I have is that, when Candace said it on June 20th, it was to my source behind the scenes. But Candace never said it publicly. And it just makes me wonder, why not say it publicly when you're doing your interviews and you're saying that you believe your child was abducted or kidnapped? Why not say, you know what, and my neighbor heard a scream? And that's such a big thing. I just can't. I don't understand why it's not like the family's never spoken, then it'd be like, well, they haven't spoken, or they spoke once. Candace spoke 3 times. And the interview she did with Chris was, she did the interview at, the water, and then they go back to her residence. And Chris asked so many questions, and she goes into the day and everything about that day, and no mention of the scream. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, it was June 20th that was sent over. Yes. Candace said her neighbor heard a scream. Yes. So Dawn says it now, but it was said back then. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, Meep, good luck with getting a time, because maybe the neighbor can give a time. That would be so important. If the neighbor says she doesn't keep track of time, I'm gonna flip my lid. I swear I will. I will flip my lid if the neighbor says she doesn't keep track of time. I swear, no one keeps track of time in this damn case. It's so insane. But can the neighbor give a time? Oh my gosh. We might be able to maybe we'll get a time, you guys. Holy shit. Maybe we finally will. Oh, wow. I just don't know why it's never been mentioned. Never been mentioned whatsoever. And Don's never mentioned it. I don't know. Don works though. Deco, he works. That's why I thought out of anybody, I thought Don's going to keep track of time because of what you just said. Because when you work, you keep track of time. I agree. When you follow a schedule, your kids go to school, you keep it. You're real aware of time. But Don doesn't even know times, and I think he even said it too. Oh my gosh. You know what? If neighbor can't say when she may appear. Well, Don said something about that last on the interview he did with Cher. He said something about that. I'm gonna have to rewatch that again for that part, but I don't want to put words in there. But I'm wondering if law enforcement didn't think it was credible. Yeah, Don doesn't remember a lot of things. Angie says, if I smoke a pot all day and drink, I lose track of time. Well, we're told that the scream, Don said the scream haunts, it still haunts the neighbor. So I feel like we're going to get more information about this soon, about the scream, because it's really important, the details of it. Don't go real life with this neighbor, please. Leave her alone. But I'm sure Don's going to give us more information. I want to know what time the neighbor heard the scream. I would like to know what time was the scream. That's. Well, no, now he's switching it up. Luda, he's switching it up. So he thought it was 5:30, remember? But now he's saying he doesn't know. He doesn't know now. And then if he was at work at 5:30, then he couldn't have been home at that time, right? I feel like the time with this is Candace gave one time of 8:00, her taking her mom to the hospital. Then we got the time for when that video of Summer was recorded. I believe that was, someone correct me if I'm wrong, 3:09? Is that what it was from Unmasked? 3:09, I believe. I think it was 3:09. Let me see. Am I right? It's 5:00 somewhere. That's what I say. Oh, you got company? Okay, well, you're back now. Okay. I'm like, girl, do your thing. Do your thing. Yeah, well, Miss Ladybug, law enforcement, based off the last interview, like that TBI really, really has done, I believe it was on the 24th, because they did the 16th, June 16th, June 17th, June 21st, and then they had June 24th, and then we had a couple of things from the sheriff, like when he's in his office, I believe that's his office, a couple little statements he's given us, but we haven't got much from them. And I mean, I know it's frustrating for us, but maybe they're doing their job, I'm hoping. That's a good question, Alexis. I wonder if the church people ever felt, because they would have been the closest to the family, right? Because when you talk to the family, their only interaction seems to be with the church people. So I do wonder, did the church ever notice signs of neglect with Summer, or even the boys? Did they? Where's David at? I heard people were saying, oh, he's staying, he's, not going public because he was being harassed. David doesn't seem the person that will go quiet because he's being harassed. He even said it on an interview. He was like, come after me is fine, but don't, why go after the kids? Or he said something like that. He doesn't seem the type to scare easily or be intimidated to me. So, and Don said on J is for Justice channel that when he said something like Candace was having a really hard time and that, she doesn't have many friends. I think he said only the church friends, and even they are starting to question things, he said. So I'm wondering if what's going on with David? Why is he like, he's nowhere, he's not at any of the prayer circles or anything. Have you guys noticed that? Oh, I never heard that. Where did that go? Where's that comment? God dang it. Dogs on vacation. There was a comment. I thought Robin reported. I don't know. I never heard that. Where'd you hear that at? I've never heard that before. I feel like if you've been following this case from the beginning, I don't know about you guys. Are you guys feeling like your brain is being like, I had to take a break last week really from it. I did. I feel like there's just too much information going on right now. I thank God I have my fucking notebook. I have 2 notebooks, you guys. Every interview anybody has ever done, I have it. My sloppy notes. June 16th, TBI's first TBI and sheriff's briefing. I have, thank God, because my mind is so like overwhelmed with this case right here. Overwhelmed. Oops, where did that go? Why are the prayer circles out in public and they have their phones on when it's the first interview with a reporter? Do you mean why are they being for the public to see, Anna? I do feel like that with the prayer circle. I think that should be done in private. I don't know. Maybe you guys will disagree with me. I don't know. I just feel like that should be done in private. I don't know. Personally, I think that should be just private. Because as a parent, you have them recording you, and it's like, I don't know. He backed off. I know, but why? He was so involved in the beginning, and I'm wondering, did he start questioning stuff that was being said? Because David also said some things in the beginning too. Remember, he said that I don't remember if Candace told him or Dawn told him, but David said Candace failed. She failed it, and she had to do it again, her lie detector, and she showed deception was his words that he was using. His word he used, deception. And I was wondering, what questions was she showing deception on? That was the only time I ever heard that. Oh, Alexis said the 17. You guys want to talk about the 17-year-old? I don't really know much information about that. I heard that someone set it up. It wasn't Chris, I heard. This is just what I heard, you guys. Is it true? Please don't go say it's facts, because I don't know what this case. And to me, it's like, so, my goodness. I mean, Don is getting a lot of attention. Clearly he is. He even said it himself that he has a lot of women reaching out to him. And yeah, this 17-year-old, I don't know. I heard a girl set him up. That's what I heard behind the scenes, but I don't know if that's true. And then you have Chris mentioning it. So I don't know. But Don said he was talking to her, and he's like, "Oh, I'm too old, and I'm married." Yeah, I know. I don't. And I know younger girls, they find that thrilling. I don't know. Why set them up though? It's just, come on, guys. You know what I mean? Oh, Barb, he's talking to everybody on the internet. I don't think you could keep Don quiet. Why do you think he keeps talking, you guys? Candace has remained quiet. She's quiet right now. Don, I don't think he could. I said it last time. I don't think he can stop talking if his life depended on it. Oh, and then did you guys hear also? Don made a comment, something like him and Candace, what was his words? Damn, did he say they were having issues or something like that? He said a comment like that on Voices channel, and I was like, oh shit, don't fucking. I was like, oh man. So I don't know. Yeah, he said they're not getting along. Yeah, Anna. And I was like, oh snap. Oh gosh. Don, why are you even saying that? Like, why are you saying, if I was Candace, I'd be like, why are you saying that? Like, just Don needs to stop talking. But I mean, he's talking and we're talking about it, so we're just catching the little things he's saying. But I do want to know more about this scream on, the neighbor's part. Of course, don't go real life. I'm sure Don's going to share some information. And the biggest question is, why didn't Don say this earlier? Even though Candace said it behind, and again, she said it June 20th, but it was behind the scenes, you guys, behind the scenes. And like I said, it did, since it wasn't mentioned in the public when Candace started doing interviews, behind the scenes, I was thinking, is this a Leticia Stalk situation that I'm seeing here happened? I don't know. Just wondering, why has this never been said? Why? I don't know. Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely. Don keeps putting Candace in a bad light. Oh, yeah, that's what I said earlier. He keeps throwing her under the bus constantly. And when he throws her under the bus, it's kind of like, oh, but not me. Like, I'm doing good, guys. Look at me. I noticed that too. Yeah, I know. Gannon. Yeah, I read that statement. Jelly bean. I love jelly beans. I read that statement saying people are going real life on her and stuff like that, which again, I haven't seen any of the neighbors' information shared at all. That was the first thing I seen in the groups. And like I said, I'm in quite a few. So I'm wondering, where is this information being shared? Because usually in the groups, when stuff gets shared, it gets all sent in all of them. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Oh, I know. And I wonder if Candace heard that and if she got bothered by him saying that, on the interview he was doing. Like that. He shouldn't have said that. He should not have said that. Lee Freed, this is real life, right? But I'm not going out there and doxing this neighbor, harassing this neighbor like what she's saying. That's going real life on somebody. Going and calling them, going like she's saying, the kids being harassed at their new school, that's going to real life. And that's over the top. What we're doing here, we're discussing the case here. And we're discussing a lot about Donald and information he gives us. Moon Rain said, maybe Don just has a big mouth. Yeah, I don't think he... I wonder if Candace tells him, like, stop saying these things. Stop it. I agree. Definitely. A lot of the stuff we're talking about, like I said, is coming from Don. So, I don't know. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap up this live right now. I did pretty good with time. I told myself I had about 2 hours. I went over just a little bit. I do apologize. Yeah, and I want to look more into the whole why he took his the red car to work. I think Don gives us an explanation on that. I do want to talk about that in the next live. But go back and listen to what Don says again, you guys, on the video Voices did when he explains the screen. He talks about it in 3 different parts. I believe it's 3 because I got the 2 and I didn't write the third timestamp down. But the third one is really important, what he says. That's when he talks about the neighbor claiming all of a sudden it was a muffled sound and it sounded like someone had placed the hand over her mouth. So it's just really interesting the details he gives with that. I don't know. So listen to that interview again where he explains it. Yeah, we're 2 months and no sign of summer. And I don't know about you guys, but every theory I've tried to go down that road, and this is something that I'll talk to like Valerie, Dee, and Amber. We go and we try to talk theories and we try to eliminate stuff. I haven't went down a road with a theory yet where I'm like, yep, that makes sense. It does. There's too many holes still for each of the theories that I've thought of. There's just, for me to be like, yeah, that's what I think happened. I'm still not comfortable yet with what the information we have given to us. I mean, I go down the thought of, did an accident happen? I go down the road of, was she taken? Those are the 2 things I keep thinking. Was she taken or did an accident happen at the house? Also, even that maybe possible an accident at the water. We don't know. But I cannot seem to be like, yep, this is it. I don't know. CM blurted it out in Facebook Live when they were arguing. Which one are you talking about? X-Swords? Who? Dawn? Is that who you mean? Barb, you're killing me with what you're saying. I don't know if you're talking about Dawn, but I know for me, the more Dawn talks, the more, because I write down everything, the more I'm like, I don't know. It's just so odd to me. But then again, where is she? Where is she? And then the time frame given, where can she have been taken? Again, we don't even know the real time frame. Candace says that picture of her in the vehicle going, where they, she said she had her hands up and all that, was, I think, 3:09. So I figure you're home around 3:30 because they were on their way home. So from 3:30 to 6:30 when that 911 gets called. I don't know. And then Dawn did another interview with Voices. Someone's here. And he said something like that night they were talking about their times with the TBI, that they were sent home to go because it wasn't adding up. So they had to go home and Dawn had to talk to Candace over and over about it. And that whole part where Dawn talks about this is really red flag-ish to me. And then he's like, yeah, and then, then that's when we came up with the laundry. Well, she came up with the laundry, I think he said. But the words he uses, I'm like, I don't know, you guys. I swear, the more they talk, the more I'm like, I don't know. It's just really weird to me. Oh, Tracy, well, I'm glad, you guys. She just subbed, so yay. So the picture was 3:10, made at 6:30. Oh, okay, I get what you're saying now. Yeah, so the last photo would have been 3:10, and then the call at 6:30. Yeah, I'll find that part where Don talks about that whole part. He talks about he was at TBI. The TBI told him and Candace that I guess the times weren't adding up or something like that, and to go home and discuss it. And he's like, I had to talk to Candace. I think he said he had to question Candace over and over and over, some shit like that. But yeah. All right, guys. So thank you guys for being here. That's going to wrap up this live. Again, just a little recap for anybody. The audio I played of Candace, that was sent to me from my source June 20th. And I was never given permission to release it, so I never did. Not going to put something out I don't have permission to put out. Then finally, when Don brought it up, but again, I was told TBI was aware of all that information. Then when Don brought it up, I seen how people thought he was making it up, and I knew I had that from back then. So I thought it was important for you as viewers to know, like, hey, this was said behind the scenes back then. So again, I'm not making it up and saying it was June 20th. In reality, it was sent recently. That's not who I am, you guys. I don't need to do that. I'm telling you, it was June 20th. It was sent. And if you can tell me and explain how I can, show you a timestamp and stuff for that when it's a message forward, let me know, because on Facebook, you hit it and it plays it. So, and how do I know it was that day? Because there was a bunch of stuff sent all at once, and the photos that were sent, everything in that batch is June 20th, and it's all together. So June 20th, don't need to lie and say it's an older one. Why would I do that? It's so stupid. But again, that's what it comes down to. So, no, Amy, thank you. Thank you for being here. Oh, we have a new sub. CJ with a cute little dog right there. New sub here. Thank you for keeping it real. Oh, well, I try my hardest. I could be annoying. All right, guys. That's going to wrap it up. I said that already like 4 times. That's going to wrap it up. All right, guys. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you to my mods. Thank you to my subs. Thank you to my members. You guys all rock. It's always a chill mode here. I love that. We had no drama today, and I'm so happy over that, you guys. Thank you for being respectful. I know Josie's a new sub too. Josie, is that you in the photo? She's like... All right, well, I'll try to get another live in here where I want to do open panel. I keep saying that. But then something new comes across, and then I'm just like, I think something new comes across. I'm just going to open the panel. Hey, let's all have a discussion. That's all. That's what we're going to do for the next one. All right, guys. She says, yes, that's her. Well, I love it, Josie. It's beautiful. All right, guys. Oh, Sandra, hello. I didn't see you, love. Thank you guys for the super chats, new members, all that. Thank you, guys. Bye. And I'll talk to you guys all soon. Bye. Oh, let me take that off there.